Welcome everyone to Do the Move. My name is George, the last real G. I'm joined tonight by JT and Rich like the money. We're gonna keep it kind of simple tonight because we've got a small cast. Starting first off, we're going to go ahead and touch upon Full Gear. We've got some predictions for the show to talk about, and we'll go ahead and get right into those. So we have the match list in front of me. I'll go ahead and we'll start with the first match and just kind of work our way down. Um, so leading off, we have Luchasaurus versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry in a steel cage match. Gentlemen, who do you got?
I honestly got Jungle Boy. Hopefully, because he's been getting his ass kicked by Luchasaurus and Christian for way too long. So I feel like he deserves his win. I feel like in the steel cage match, Luchasaurus is always going to like throw him around. Hopefully, Luchasaurus can work safely with Jungle Boy Jack Perry. But I also see Jungle Boy back. JT, what about you?
Yeah, same. Definitely. Jungle Boy. Definitely needs some redemption in this pretty long storyline that they've gotten for
Mm-hmm.
far too long.
It's way too
Um,
long.
what do you guys think the finish is going to be for at the end of this match?
Mm, I was gonna say because I actually have Jungle Boy losing this match. I think,
What?
yeah, I know it's crazy to think, but hear me out here. I think Luchasaurus needs this win more than Jungle Boy, um, just because they really need to solidify him as a monster heel moving forward, as
True.
opposed to as so this way once he gets out of this feud, then he's got something more to work with. Um, that being said, I think it'll just be a dominant performance by Luchasaurus. And, as much as I want to say Jungle Boy put up a good fight, I would not be opposed to a squash match with this.
I mean, I agree to disagree. From there, like I honestly think Jungle Boy Jack Perry is going to do something wild off of the steel cage, jump off top of the steel cage and do a hurricane run on Luchasaurus, and then
I mean, I
get
wouldn't be
the
so.
win.
I'll tell you right now, I won't be surprised if we see some high offense from Jungle
I
Boy.
just hope no one dies in that. But so
Yeah,
we got two for Jungle Boy and one for Luchasaurus
yeah.
for
I,
the
I will say I don't see this match ending without Christian getting involved somehow.
Oh
sure.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next up, we have a tag team match. Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal versus Sting and Darby Allin. Um, this one, man, I got an interesting prediction for this, but I'll let you guys go first.
JT.
Uh, I mean, you know what? I do like Jeff Jarrett a lot. Um, especially I don't know if you guys were watching the Ric Flair's like last match.
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
Um,
that.
beautiful like heel tactics from just Jeff Jarrett, and he's just very good at getting heat.
Oh
Um,
God, yeah.
best, one of the best, you know. Um, I don't know. This match is gonna be pretty interesting. I
Oh,
didn't
hey,
expect,
Nick's looking.
yeah, I didn't
Hold on.
expect like Jeff Jarrett to like show up to AEW and then kind of being on-screen personnel, and then well also he has like a role backstage as well. Like I don't remember what it was, but um yeah. So I guess if I had to choose, um I want to go with Letho and Jared this
Yeah,
one,
I'll agree with you,
honestly.
JT. I feel like they're gonna break up Sting and Darby Allin because it's been almost 2 years since they've been together.
Oh yeah,
I feel
very long
like,
time.
and this will be Sting's first loss in his tag team. I think so. And yeah, I just see that Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal winning because you got this new acquired talent that's coming in who can work like hell and be a
And
great
also,
heel.
sorry, and also I was gonna say Jay Lethal's a legend, and we just
Oh
haven't
yeah.
gotten the chance to really see him show his stuff on AEW. So he definitely needs that win for sure, in my opinion.
What
Yeah.
about the last real G?
Um, well, to be honest, here's the thing. The way I'm looking at this is Darby needs this win less than Jay Lethal,
Right.
but at the same time, Jeff Jarrett doesn't need this win at all. Especially because Jarrett's probably not going to be a regular on-screen in-ring wrestler. This is probably like his one-off before he goes to backstage work. So I don't really know who's going to win this match. I'm going to say, for the sake of argument, it's probably going to be Lethal and Jarrett. And I'm also thinking there might be a Sting heel turn on this one. Because Darby's been kind of pushing Sting away, saying he doesn't need Sting to do this. I think we're going to see Sting kind of push away from Darby in this match, and then this will be kind of the end of it for that duo.
Or a new angle, Sting versus Darby in Revolution. I don't know.
Well, based on recent merch releases, I think we might be seeing the return of Red and Black Sting.
Oh,
Oh shit.
NWO Whoop.
Okay, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm thinking this is going to be Lethal and Jarrett taking this one, just veteran leadership, kind of overcoming Darby, and really taking it to him. So that's my prediction. All right. Next up, we have the singles match: Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, versus Saraya in her return match. JT, who you got?
Well, so going back to Dynamite, Saraya and Britt Baker cut a pretty fire promos back and forth to each other. It was great. But here's the thing. What did you guys think of like Saraya's promo to Britt? Did it seem more kind of like heelish than face?
No, this was
I think
definitely
it was face. I would say face.
Yeah, this was definitely a
Yeah.
baby face promo, but it's like that. It's that rare kind of coming from the bottom and now I'm here promo.
Yeah, this is a person that's come off of a catastrophic injury, getting medically cleared, and it looks like from an outside doctor that's not from AEW. Just to verify that, based off the Twitter, like what she posted on Twitter.
Yeah.
As far as winning, obviously Saraya, because
same.
Yeah, she needs to win, and I'm really happy that Tony Khan has finally listened to us. We have 3 women's matches on the Full Gear card, so it's about damn time. Hopefully they're not only 5 minutes, at least let them go for like 10, but we'll see. But Saraya for the win.
Yeah, I think for sure Saraya is probably going to take this one, but I don't think it will be without some hijinks. Mostly from Rebel, I'll say, for this, because I know Jamie Hayter's got a match later in the night. Yeah, this is Saraya's match to win, and Britt doesn't need the win that bad right now. She's got what she's got going on. At the same time, though, I could see Britt stealing this match. My prediction is Saraya, but I could definitely see Britt taking this with some cheap tactics. And I see we have somebody else coming in. Well, Nick, if you want to get in on this this discussion.
Saraya versus Britt Baker in Full Gear. That's what we're talking about. Who you got?
Ooh. Oh man, I think something tells me that Britt's gonna win, right? Because it's like Britt always wins. But then again, if I'm booking it, I'm booking Saraya to win because it kind of puts her as like, yeah, I'm back. I'm kind of at the top of my game still. But I don't know. I mean, you could also lose. Okay, sorry, I know I'm going back and forth on this. I'd probably pick. I would obviously like to see Saraya win, but I think Britt's going to win.
Okay.
Final answer.
All right. Well, fair enough. I mean, like I said, I could see Britt winning this with cheap tactics. So that's certainly.
Oh yeah, it's definitely gonna be a screw job. If she's not gonna win clean.
No. Britt does not win this match clean if she wins it all. Okay. All right, next up, the singles match for the TBS Championship. Champion Jade Cargill versus champion, Nyla Rose. uh, um,
Good God.
I know.
Oh man.
Rich, why don't you take this one
Oh
first?
my gosh. As much as I love my girl Jade, I feel like she needs to drop this belt, but it's not gonna happen. Because Nyla Rose she's been pegged as a person that's just this giant, but always gets her ass kicked by every other woman. Like I I feel bad for her because of the booking that has been done to her. So as much as I would love for Jade to relinquish the belt, it's not happening. The person that was supposed to relinquish the belt from her was Chris Statlander, but then she got hurt. So they had to scramble and be like, all right, who's the next bigger person that we can actually see a match between Jade? And that's Nyla. But Nyla's not winning, in my opinion. It's going to be Jade again. And then we're going to get Bow Wow on AEW Dynamite one day because they keep going back and forth on Twitter. That's my take.
Bow Wow needs to keep it in his pants. JT, go ahead.
I'm the same with Rich, Jade. I mean, I don't like the stuff that they're doing on Rampage, but it's whatever. Jade should be still champion in my opinion, so Jade's my final answer on that.
All right, Nick.
Shocking, upset. I'm just kidding. Jade's gonna win. Like it's just like, don't get me wrong. I love that they're showing Nyla's personality a little bit.
Yeah.
But like it's just the booking, right? It's this whole women's division. And granted, they're doing a better job getting more women on TV. I can appreciate that. But you have Nyla showing off her personality, but like Jade is still like the alpha. And there's like just, to me, there's no shot of her losing. But it obviously, so I think Jade's gonna win, but then it's like who the hell beats her?
It's got to be Chris Statlander whenever she gets back. I mean, that's it.
Didn't she tear her ACL again?
Yes.
On her other leg. So we're gonna
yeah,
literally 8 months to a year.
Yeah. So my prediction on this one, as much as I want Nyla to actually win this match, and being completely honest, this was the one match I thought any title would change hands on.
Sure.
You know, it's Jade's gonna win this, and I hate that she's gonna win this. But to go to what Nick said, as far as who I think could take it off of her, I think Britt Baker is actually going to be the one who ultimately undoes it.
That's just, and I know we don't have as much time as we usually do, but going from women's champion to TBS champion, it's not a good look. Well,
first ever.
I get it, because the way that Jade has elevated that title, it's still quote unquote prestigious. So I mean, I can see it, but at the same time, it's like it seems like not lesser title, if that makes sense.
If anyone's gonna elevate this title back up, it's gonna be Britt.
Sure.
And she's got all the tools to do so, and it would be the feather in her cap to be the first ever woman to be both AEW Women's Champion and TBS Champion, as well as winning the Owen tournament. But less said about that, the better. So yeah, I think Jade wins again. Going back, Jade wins this, and I think Britt will ultimately be the one who beats her. All right, moving on. Next match, we have a 4-way match for the ROH World Championship. Champion Chris Jericho versus Bryan Danielson against Claudio Castagnoli and Sammy Guevara. This one has some interesting caveats to it, as Jericho is expecting Sammy to, quote, do the right thing. So we'll see how that plays out. Nick, why don't you go ahead and start this one?
I want this to be off my TVs after Saturday. I don't want to see Sammy Guevara. I don't want to see him. He's got the wrong kind of heat in my opinion. I think Jericho's going to win. I don't think they're taking the title off of Jericho for the next, I'll give it another 5 months, only because I think Jericho's going to win, right? I think it's going to be some some bullshit's gonna happen, and he's gonna win again, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh my gosh, why is Jericho on the champion?" But then like they're about to have a TV deal, so they kind of need him to be the champ. So Jericho wins. Very bland. Rich, what about you? What do you think? My G.
Oh my god, I fucking hate the storyline so much. It's so, and I get it because it's the sports entertainer versus the wrestlers. But yeah, like you said, Jericho's gonna win since the TV deal is impending, regardless. But damn, I really don't want to see this match. This is probably the least like favorite match on Full Gear. We'll see. Are they teasing Sammy to be a face now, even though people still hate him because he's, in the real life situation with his ex fiance, then turned to that whole thing. But at the end of the day, Jericho's gonna win. He's got to elevate Ring of Honor. JT, go ahead.
Yeah, well, here's the wild card. I think either Sammy or Jericho are gonna win this match. But I'd rather have Sammy still be a heel because I mean he's just naturally better at being a heel than a baby face. And also just like the chemistry and dynamic with, Sammy and Ty is just always like really good heel style. But yeah, I think it's either one of those two. I would probably say most likely Jericho. Second pick would probably be Sammy. So
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say Jericho wins this. However, I think the most overlooked factor in this whole thing is actually the dynamic between Danielson and Claudio. Because Danielson's been kind of teasing a bit of a heelish, more of a heelish nature, whereas Claudio is the white meat babyface of the BCC. So I could certainly see Danielson costing Claudio this match, and that which would then lead to Jericho winning. I don't see Jericho winning this match clean, and is what I'm really getting.
Never win.
But here's
Always,
what, right. But I'm saying, like, even with if Sammy just laid down for him, which I don't think would happen,
sure.
I think ultimately it's going to be Claudio eating the pin because Danielson cost him.
Gotcha.
So yeah, but again, I think Jericho wins this match. The TV deal is too important right now to kind of let fail. I think, however, we may see Jericho lose that title at the next ROH pay-per-view in December. And that because I'm sure they're going to announce TV then. All right, moving on. We have everyone's favorite match, and I know we're all hyped for this one. Singles match for the interim AEW Women's World Championship, Toni Storm versus Jamie Hayter. Toni Storm is your interim champion. Hayter is the challenger. JT, go ahead. Who you got?
let's go Hayter. It's her time.
Yeah, Betty.
Hands down, it's her time. We've seen her, throughout AEW just grow, and she definitely deserves the title right now.
Yeah. Rich?
Oh, I mean, I think we're all on board with Jamie Hayter. Hayter's gonna hate. I do appreciate Toni Storm. It sucks that it's still on an interim basis. But here's the kicker: Jamie Hayter wins, and then I guess Thunder Rosa comes back. I don't know, but that's my thought. I want Hayter to win, but knowing Tony Khan, he's gonna be like, oh, Toni Storm's gonna win, and then here comes Thunder Rosa as a surprise back, and then we're gonna have this at the winner is coming. Yeah, that's when it's gonna happen. That's the realism.
When is Winter's Coming? Is that December or is that January?
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 weeks after. It's 3 weeks after Full Gear, I believe.
Give me 1 minute. I can actually tell you. It will take place on December 14th.
It's 3 weeks after.
Yeah.
In Texas too, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yep.
it's in Garland, Texas. So, yeah, most likely Thunder Rosa coming back at Full Gear to challenge Toni Storm, who I think is going to win this match. As much as I love Jamie Hayter, and I love Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm.
That lariat is that ripcord lariat is amazing.
Oh my!
that is the rainmaker.
No, that's the hate maker. I'm calling it the hate. We are calling it the hate maker. God dang it!
Hate maker.
I I think George, I'm with you on this one. I think Tony Storm's going to retain, and for the sole reason, I think Britt interferes in some fashion, and I think that starts finally the beginning of the end of Britt and Jamie, and
Okay.
then because then it's like it's an easy face turn, right? It's an easy good guy. I mean, like her character wise, right?
Yeah, I mean, I question Hater as a full face though. That's my only thing. I think she
Like
works.
an anti-hero?
Yeah,
Well,
she works best as like an anti-hero or like a tweener. Where she just it's not even about being, good or bad, it's about just getting the job done and winning.
True.
So I could see her taking that role once this is all said and done. But yeah, I think there'll be something down the line. Maybe we're missing something here, and she'll ultimately be the one to dethrone Jade. She's got the power, so um, that'd be something cool to see.
I like that.
Yeah.
I
All
swear.
right.
I swear though. Hold on. I swear. If Thunder Rosa comes out and like they do the stupid standoff with the belts,
they
Oh,
are.
I'm
They
gonna,
are.
I'm
they
gonna,
100% are. That's the
They
sad
are.
part.
I'm gonna lose my mind if that happens. I swear to God, because we've seen it. How many times we've seen it? Did we see it when
Thousands
Punk
of
came back?
times.
We saw it when
Just
Punk came back, right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
saw it when Punk came back. We saw it with Cody. Like, just I swear, I'll probably cry. I'll probably cry.
Oh my God. All right. Well, let's move on here before we get too muddled down in this, because we still got a couple more matches. Next up, we have the finals for the AEW World Championship Eliminator Tournament. Now, unfortunately, with this, we don't know who's actually going to be in the finals just yet.
Ethan Page and Ricky Starks. Let's just call it for what it is.
Well, I was going to say who's left right now. We got Ethan Page taking on Bandito, if I'm not mistaken, and then
Yeah,
it's the winner of Starks and Lance Archer against Brian Cage, if I'm not mistaken. I honestly I missed the match on Rampage and I didn't go back to watch it. So did I'm guessing Cage beat Dante
yeah,
Martin, right? Okay.
yeah,
Wait,
All right.
didn't Ricky Starks get injured?
Yeah, he's
yeah.
I'm not sure if he's kayfabe or shoot injured, to be honest. Um, but they said they postponed the match, so we'll see what happens with that. If Starks is not cleared, then either Lance Archer would move on unopposed, or they'd have to find a replacement for him. So I'm not really sure, but ultimately, I don't know who out of those guys that we've already mentioned. Ethan Page seems the most likely to win this thing. Um, Brian Cage is never going to get close to winning this thing. Um, Archer deserves to win it, but let's face it, he's not going to. Um, and then Starks should win this thing. Everybody loves Ricky Starks, but I'd hate to see him lose to Ethan Page in the finals. And then you got the wild card that is Bandito, who's the hot signing. So anything can happen with this. And I think we'll get whoever it does make the finals out of this. I think it will be a good match. Is all I'm going to say. But let's not dwell on that too much about the what ifs. Let's wait until we have the end of it. Okay, next match up, we have the AEW Tag Team Championship match, The Acclaimed with Billy Gunn against Swerve in Our Glory, Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland. Rich, who you got?
If you already can see the sign that I'm doing,
Yeah, we all
scissor
know.
me daddy ass. Acclaimed win. Swerve finally goes full-fledged heel on Keith Lee and they start their angle. That is what I'm saying.
AT?
Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say.
All right.
The Acclaim wins. Swerve and Keith Lee starting a new feud together. I mean, just got to have that happen. So
Yeah. Nick, same thing I'm going to guess out of you.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Same thing. I have not much to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say this definitely seems like the Acclaim's match to win. Although a surprise, Swerve in Our Glory win wouldn't be too out of place. But if Swerve in Our Glory are to win this, I think not only does Swerve go full heel, I think Keith Lee would go with him if it's going to happen. But yeah, I think this is definitely the Acclaim's match, and I'm not gonna you know,
Scissor me,
Accusation-
daddy ass.
Accusations.
You know, if the Swerve on Glory does win, then they can do like the, you know, it would be a rematch at like Winter is Coming. But I'd rather not have that happen, honestly.
Yeah, here's the thing though, is if Swerve in Our Glory wins this match, I think it's a transitional title run at best, and they'll drop it to FTR, either at Winter is Coming or possibly at the ROH pay-per-view. But so we'll see. So that's something to consider. But I do think the Acclaimed win this match. All right. Well, running short on time for the initial segment here. Last match is the AEW World Championship match. Jon Moxley versus MJF. Nick, who you got?
MJF in a landslide. I think he wins. I think he wins clean. I think it's his time. I tweeted this out a couple nights ago. It's like every time that man gets on a mic, he has the promo of the year. He has the best promo he's ever done. Like every time I watch that man, whether it's 5 minutes, whether it's 10 minutes, he literally, it just is mind blowing, the blurred lines. And it's incredible. And it's his time. And the promo he cut on Wednesday, that's going to be on Part of My Take this week, it was absolutely perfect, because he's absolutely right. Like, this is the time for him, and he's about to become one of the biggest stars ever in wrestling, in my opinion. So MJF.
All right, Rich.
My choice for this match is none other than my boy. Let me put up his background, Tony Khan, because Tony Khan knows what money is, and money is Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and Maxwell Jacob Friedman will win clean, and then William Regal will join Maxwell Jacob Friedman in the ring saying, "You've done it, my boy. You've done it," in his British accent. "You've done it." And then I think the Winter is Coming match is going to be MJF versus Ethan Page from like the Firm stuff. But we'll see. Unless he does like a swerve of us, MJF, and still be as a heel. I would love for him to be a heel, but they're pushing him way too hard to be a babyface. But yes, Tony Khan is winning because he has this guy until 2024.
All right, JC.
Well, I mean, yeah, MJF by a landslide as well. I mean, hey, I mean, this past Wednesday, Moxley cut a pretty damn good promo going back towards, you know, MJF. So they're doing a good job setting up this championship match, but hands down, MJF, this is his time. Just give him the damn belt.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna say MJF wins this match, but I don't think it's clean. And contrary to what a lot of people are saying, I don't think Regal is going to be the one to cost Moxley the match. I do feel the whole thing with the Firm is a big swerve, and Wool being pulled over us, the whole, because the one thing that has been consistent without this particular run since MJF's return is that the greatest trick the devil ever pulled, was making people believe he didn't exist, and that's exactly what MJF has done. He has leaned into this baby face thing like none other, and basically convinced people that he's not the devil anymore.
I mean, technically, the devil was an angel, if you believe in the book. Just
Well,
saying. Just saying.
I'm
It could be a baby face.
I'm not even gonna comment on that. As a Catholic school graduate. But no,
I had to put that out there, bro.
Yeah, but no. I definitely feel the Firm and MJF have worked this to perfection to make us believe that they are going to do something to cost him this match. And to be honest, I would believe it if I didn't, really think about how MJF works. So yeah, I think he does win this match. However, I don't think it's because Regal turns. I think it's because the Firm helps MJF. All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and call this first segment here. Let's take a short break, and we will go ahead and return with Chef's Kiss, Bone to Pick, and of course our new segment, Buy and Sell. All right, gentlemen, we are back, and we're going to jump right into Chef's Kiss. Talking about all the good stuff that's happened this week in wrestling. Let's go ahead and start it with Rich Like the Money, who looks like he's got some stuff to say.
Yeah. So my chef's kiss goes back to last week with Brown Jewel, with it being Logan Paul and Roman Reigns. Logan Paul can wrestle his ass off. As much as I don't like him as a person, that dude showed way too much fire, passion, technical skills. I was in awe. The story played perfectly until the Usos got in place and Jake Paul got in place and Solo Sikoa. Then it killed the match. But everything else, that one picture of him like flying and then Roman's looking down, that is probably the most GOAT picture of all time. As much as I don't approve of Logan Paul's off skill antics, his in-ring ability, that's my chef's kiss. Can hate me for it, but great match.
All right,
until
JT.
the Usos got into it.
Yeah, my chef's kiss is the Usos and the New Day. I don't know if any of you guys were watching Raw, but the beginning of Raw, the Usos and the New Day just cut a beautiful promo that made me super pumped to watch SmackDown. They went back to their past, stuff that, because they rivaled like multiple times, and every time they've fought each other, it's always been like a 5 out of 5, tag team match. And on SmackDown, they gave a hell of a match, a hell of an opening match for SmackDown too. That's the one thing I really remember the most from SmackDown. But that's my chef's kiss. How about Nick?
Nick, go.
Or whoever.
My
I'll go.
I'm gonna stick with AEW a little bit because I'm a homer, but whatever. My chef's kiss easily the match between Bandito and Rouge. I think it was a great. I know Tony Khan had mentioned it. Like, some wrestling matches don't have to be built up, and there doesn't have to be a storyline with every match. Like, to put that match, I wish it was on Dynamite because of how good it was. But to get that match on a Friday night and it's just like something to watch, that match was fantastic. Bandito won. There was some interference with the Dark Order, kind of, but it was just like, it was well done, and they're just like two incredible like luchadors in the ring, and that's that tickles my fancy. So that's my chef's kiss.
I'll definitely agree with you. That was a very good match. It definitely showed off, when two guys are working well together, how well they can do. My chef's kiss is actually going to go a little bit. We're going to go back a little bit here, a couple of weeks. I'm going to go with Colt Cabana. Actually, I know it's not the biggest chef's kiss in the world, but it was really nice to see Colt finally back on AEW programming. The crowd definitely was behind him 100%, and it definitely, as much as everybody wants to pick on the controversy with CM Punk and all this other stuff, it was good to see Colt. It was good to see him have a good outing. He and Jericho worked well together. And it was definitely a match between two well-seasoned veterans that really knew how to work the ring. I hope to God that Colt is more involved when ROH kind of comes to fruition. But this was definitely a good match with Colt. I did have one other chef's kiss, but I don't want to save it for something else. So, is anybody else got a second chef's kiss before I go ahead?
Well, actually, I was gonna say yes. Colt Cabana, yes, I was mad he came out, but he did put on a really good match. That's probably the best Colt Cabana match I've ever seen. So, just wanted to say that.
Yeah. No. All right. Well, I did have a second chef's kiss because I was going to do it last week. Unfortunately, we didn't record last week due to some complications. But my second chef's kiss, fucking Katsuyori Shibata and Orange Cassidy. Holy fucking shit. I mean, come on, how good was that match? It was definitely a clash of styles, but it was also a clash of styles that worked incredibly well together as a, you know, with Orange's nonchalant demeanor and Katsuyori Shibata just not taking any shit and not letting Cassidy work his match. It was definitely Shibata, like, basically forcing his will onto Orange to make him wrestle, and it worked so well. And the best part of it is it played off a previous storyline, which I know a lot of people forgot about, because we have to go all the way back to Forbidden Door to
Mhm.
that the whole situation with him and Orange, and it was like, geez, I want this match again, and I think I'll talk about that little aspect a little bit more later. Um, so I just wanted to bring that one up. Anybody got any thoughts on that match?
Well, from like a chemistry wise, yes, two different styles, but they managed to make that match work beautifully, in my opinion. And I just love seeing Shibata. I mean, he's my introduction to watching New Japan Pro Wrestling. One of my friends told me like, "Hey, check this guy out." I'm like, I don't know a damn thing about him, but I just remember, man, he threw some like heavy hitters on these guys. Probably the one that like kind of scared me was when he gave the headbutt. I forgot who he was facing, but the camera went back to his face and you can see like the little blood dripping down. I'm like, oh shit, dude.
I believe that was against Okada, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you're probably right. Yeah. But man, that's my
Is that
introduction to New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, no, Shibata is one of my first introductions, because my first introduction in New Japan was actually a Wrestle Kingdom. I believe it was Wrestle Kingdom 8. He took on Minoru Suzuki for the Never Open title in
Hmm.
an absolute brawl. I've been a big fan of his ever since. I was devastated when I found out that he was injured and kind of, sidelined. Um, but yeah, I definitely am glad to see that he had a good comeback, because the reason he took this match is he did an interview after. He said he felt that he would not get a comeback match in Japan, so he basically took this match to prove that he could still go. And he definitely went. Um, all right. Anybody else anything to add on that? All right.
Wait, real quick, I wanted to say this because that match was phenomenal. And the last, I'd probably say like 2-3 weeks on Rampage because yeah, I watch Friday nights. It's lit. Um, it the matches they've had have been so good on Rampage, in my opinion. Like there haven't been many that I've been like, I could have went without this, but like in the last like 2-3 weeks that I can remember, everything on there has been a good match. And I just wish it wasn't at 9 o'clock Central Time. Because I think if it was like even if they aired it at like 6, right? I think they're gonna get more viewers and more eyes. And I just the Shibata Orange match was like the light bulb that went off in my head, like, holy crap, this is unreal. Like nobody's gonna be able to see, like mainstream wrestling fans aren't gonna see this, and they should because it's incredible. That's it.
Okay. Rich, anything to add before we move on?
No, let's go to bone pick.
All right. Well, let's go. Like Rich said, let's move on to Bone to Pick, with talking about all the stuff that we didn't like in wrestling this past couple of weeks here. Um, if does anybody want to start this one off, or should I? Because I got a real bad one to pick.
Go for it.
Go
Go
for
for it,
it.
last real G.
All right. So my Bone to Pick. This is going back a couple weeks on AEW. Was the match between Jade Cargill and Marina Shafir, with Nyla Rose on the ramp just talking trash the whole time. Holy God, was that match so bad?
I was more
Oh,
interested in Nyla's promo than
oh
the
my! I
match.
think the whole Nyla's promo was the only thing to distract from a terrible in-ring product at that point. Marina Shafir, oh my! I know. This is about the time I know somebody else, some other prominent figure in the wrestling Twitterverse had, crapped on Marina Shafir, And I hate to agree with somebody like that, but man, this was not good. And I don't even know whose fault it was. But yeah, this match I could have done without this match. Nick, you got one?
I agree with you. I'd probably say my bone to pick. This is more fresh. I watched SmackDown on Friday. And there was that number one contenders match for the SmackDown Women's Championship, and there was just like this promo between like Shotzi and Shayna Baszler in the back, and I just like, maybe it's because I haven't watched SmackDown in a while, but like even I was kind of like, what are we doing here? What do we got? You know, it's just like, I don't know. Then there was like the failed table spot with Liv and Raquel, which
Yeah,
looked.
Yeah,
I mean, glad
that's
everybody
bad.
right, but that was kind of my like real bone to pick, and that's yeah. We'll go with that.
all right. JT, you got one?
Um, kind of. So the I want to say during like Dynamite towards the end, they were like announcing matches for next week, which is, this week is the we build up to Full Gear, right?
Mhm.
But they have like a match with like AR Fox as part of I don't know if he's making his actual debut on AEW, or he's wrestled in dark matches in AEW, but I mean, I love the guy. I've seen him so many times in AAW Pro and freelance, but just kind of random. I don't know. It's like
Uh,
kind of like when Mance Warner came to AEW on Rampage. That was a really random thing too. But I also love him too. But I don't know. I'm just kind of getting tired of like AEW just kind of like throwing like some really good indie stars. Just kind of like a one-off. Um, instead of like kind of like building them up for something cool. I don't know. That's just
I'm gonna,
something that kind of bothers
I,
me
w-
sometimes.
I will disagree with you just a little bit here, because AR Fox has been working Dark and Dark Elevation for a few
Oh,
weeks
okay.
now. And I know I'm not sure what his connection is to Top Flight. If maybe he's worked with them on the Indies in some aspect. I'm not exactly familiar with his whole career. But I think the one thing that has overshadowed all this is the return of Darius Martin, who was in the he's been out of action for a long
Oh,
time.
you're right. You're right. Yeah.
So I think if anything, this is AR Fox is there to kind of cover for Darius to give him a little bit of a break.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
um, but I do agree with you with the one-offs, as far as AEW is concerned. But and I would love to see some of these guys come back. But I also understand their thinking a little bit. It is an attraction type thing, and usually it does serve as some sort of a tryout for AEW. Um, and I know a lot of the guys they do feature do end up back on Dark and Dark Elevation for a few matches, or they do come up from Dark Elevation to kind of take that one off on Dynamite. Um, so it does seem like they have an idea of what they're doing, but I think a lot of these guys are going to end up on ROH once that comes to pass. Um, I don't remember if AR Fox was in ROH at any point. I'd have to look into him a little bit. But again, it's padding the roster a little bit. So, but yeah, and now you brought up Mance Warner. I completely forgot about that match.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Moxley.
I'm surprised nobody's picked up on him yet.
Exactly.
That's a very big shock, but maybe
Is he
he's.
still on MLW? Anyone knows?
Oh, yeah, that's a good question. He might be under contract somewhere.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, we'd have to. That's well, again, that's something to take a look at.
Yeah.
Rich, I think did we get to you yet? I don't remember.
No, we haven't. My bone to pick has never changed and will not change until there is a full reset. This man right here. That is my bone to pick. I have nothing else to say other than fix your product, please. There is a man that makes you millions of dollars in my other colleagues' square on the bottom. You need to make amends. I don't care what you got to do. Pay him money, make them swallow their pride, but You already know. That is my bone to pick. It's with this man right here. I liked your product until it just got bland. Like it's all exhibitions now. Like give us stories, give us a full reset. That's all I asked. But that is my bone to pick.
Oh, I
You know,
actually got another bone to pick.
Go ahead.
AEW definitely needs some some better like HR people in the back or just to
Yes,
stop all these
hire
fights.
me.
Yeah, you know,
I
like what
am
is this?
in
You
my
know,
shoot job. I am a workforce development specialist.
there you go.
Hire
Hire
me, Tony
Rich.
Khan.
Maybe that's why they brought in Jeff Jarrett.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah, well, there you go. Yeah,
Maybe.
Here's
that's a smart
my
move then.
I forget
here,
what was Jarrett's title that he officially, because I know they announced him for something. I don't remember what it
Yeah,
was.
I don't
it's like
remember either.
business development or something like that because I know it's like business development.
Like director of business development or something like that.
That sounds right. I
Yeah.
remember because apparently they want him to like. I think they might start doing house shows, like possibly. I don't know if that's a thing, but
I mean, they do dark. I feel
Well,
like that's a house show.
well, to be fair, you could turn Dark into a traveling act separate from the main
Dude,
roster.
it could.
Because right now it's a studio tape show. I believe they tape down in Florida. Um, but yeah, if they do, if that's what they're planning, great, bring Jarrett in for that. Jarrett may also probably be there to kind of explore business options beyond wrestling. I know there was talk of them doing a reality show of some kind. I'm not sure if they're recording that or what's the story on with that. Um, but there's a lot of potential things you could do separate from the in-ring product to kind of grow AEW as a brand. And I think Jarrett's the kind of guy who could definitely have the connections to get those types of things done. Um, and at the same time, I do agree with what you guys were saying about somebody to stop the backstage nonsense. And whether officially or not, Jarrett definitely fits that role. He is a very well respected veteran, whether we like him or not. Within the business, he has a lot of friends and a lot of friends in high places. Um, so yeah, but I think the one thing to take away from this though is there needs to be locker room leadership, which I know Jericho was kind of the locker room leader for a while, but I think you kind of need somebody who is AEW young talent to kind of be like, hey, I'm the young guys liaison, at least so they can have somebody that they can voice their gripes to before it gets to the upper management. Um, and obviously now the situation with the elite being what it is, I don't think they'll be as connected to the locker room as they were. And I think they need to bring somebody to kind of just settle everything. And I don't necessarily think it needs to be somebody who's already in the business. I think you need to be somebody in an official business capacity.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, that remains to be seen as far as what they want to do with the backstage situation. All right, and we are back. We are going to jump right into our new segment, Buy or Sell. For those who are not aware or have not seen it, what we're going to do, I'm going to present a topic to our group here, basically give them a little jumping point, and they can either agree with the statement, in which case they are buying it, or they could disagree with it and they sell it. So I'll go ahead and get to the first one so we can get the show on the road. All right, so jumping back to something we mentioned earlier in the podcast, we talked about Colt Cabana's one-off match with Chris Jericho. Obviously, the fans were very high on Colt Cabana, and it seemed like a very big emotional moment for Colt to be back finally. However, it does seem that AEW doesn't have any long-term plans for Colt Cabana as far as an in-ring competitor. With most people saying this match was exactly what I just said, a one-off match. I personally would love to see Cabana wrestle more matches with AEW, or once ROH kind of becomes a thing, be a mainstay there. So, gentlemen, buy or sell, Colt Cabana's match was a one-off. JT, I'll go throw it to you first.
Uh, oh man. I oh man, I don't know. Because, when he was still in AEW, he's part of the Dark Order. They're doing all the skits, so he's um so you got that. So but then again, I don't know. We haven't really seen Dark Order on TV also, right? So I want to say this is a one-off. And I think once ROH has like their own like, show, he's definitely going to be on that more often. So not that much on AEW TV. So
Okay. So it's definitely buying the one off with AEW then.
yes, buying.
Okay. All right, Rich, like the money. What do you got?
I'm gonna buy it's a one-off because Colt Cabana is not a draw for television. I feel like that was a big FU to bring him back for that one-off match with Chris Jericho because it was apparently supposed to be the Ring of Honor World Champions, and then they had to oh, it could be any champion from Ring of Honor. So I didn't like that. I was definitely a big FU to CM Punk. So I'm buying it's a one-off. He can still be in the indies. I think he's doing stuff a lot with freelance, which is great to help out with that younger talent. But yeah, I don't need to see Colt Cabana on my television. So I'm buying it's a one-off.
Okay. All right, Nick, you're new to the segment here. What's your opinion on the whole situation?
I'm gonna buy that it was a one-off. I think that it's everything that they said it was. It was a morale boost for the locker room. People happy he's back. But to Rich's point, I don't want him on my television. Not from a biased perspective. I just want to put that out there. Not because I'm biased, but even when he was before Punk, right? Like he really didn't have any.
No.
Like I couldn't think of any match. Genuinely, I couldn't tell you. Like he was in a triple threat, I think, once with the Dark Order, but like that was it that I could remember. He was probably a lot of dark matches, whatever, but like Ring of Honor, coach, talent, all that. But in AEW, I think it's a one-off, so I'm buying.
Okay. Yeah, as much as I love Colt Cabana, I think this is definitely a one-off, so I'm definitely buying it myself. But again, I would love to see Colt wrestle a little bit more, whether that be with AEW or ROH or wherever he decides to end up. I do want to see more Colts on my TV. All right. Next topic here. We're going to go jump back to something we talked about a little bit earlier. Jamie Hayter. So we have the match coming up at Full Gear versus Tony Storm. We already kind of gave our thoughts as to who's going to win that match, and most people are kind of in agreement that this is not Hayter's match to win. However, there is a small contingent of people who have said that Hayter might win this match simply due to, wanting to set up that whole Thunder Rosa situation we talked about earlier as a potential thing. However, make it not without the title involved. So basically what this would be a shock win to get Hayter the title to put some prestige to it, but also to let Tony lose a match without losing a title. So gentlemen, buy or sell Jamie Hayter getting a shock win at Full Gear. Rich, you look like you want to talk.
Oh my gosh, I want to buy this so bad, but I have to sell it. I want to buy it so bad because the crowd, even when the crowd is like dead silent, like she is a draw. People love to watch Jamie Hayter. She's definitely got that fire, that passion. She definitely works well in the ring, and the hate maker is an amazing thing. George, it's just I want to buy this so bad, but I know it's not gonna happen because we have this good person to blame for that. It's not gonna happen. So I have to sell. I want to buy it so bad, but I'm gonna sell.
All right. Nick, your opinion on this one.
I'm selling. It's just Tony Storm's been the interim. I fucking hate the interim champion. What, 5 months?
Man.
Right? Technically, or not even since All Out. So not even 2-3 months. It's yeah, it should sell. Tony's retaining. The stupid freaking Thunder Rosa is going to come out. They're going to do the title shot. And here's a spoiler alert. Spoiler prediction. There's going to be loud boos. I'm calling it. Loud boos. I will be booing from my seat. That's it. So
A lot of boo earns. Okay. JT, what do you got?
Well, I'm actually gonna buy it because I want this to happen.
Oh, all right. Well,
I want to buy it so bad, but
I know,
it's not gonna
but I
happen.
want this to actually happen. I'm gonna be really mad if it doesn't. Because I
All
really
right.
like Chris Taylor, Jamie Hayter. I mean, unfortunately, Ty Conte or Mello has had so many opportunities, but now she's kind of lost doing like just gimmick stuff right now.
Yeah.
But those are like my top ladies of AEW, so that's really want her
All
to
right.
win.
Yeah. I earlier in the night said Jamie Hayter's not winning this match, but I could definitely buy a shock win. If for nothing else than to, capitalize on the hot hand right now. I think maybe Tony Khan has learned his lesson from what happened with the Acclaimed.
Oh yeah.
And maybe he's thinking about putting that title on Hayter, if for nothing else than a transitional moment. But she definitely deserves the run. All right. Next.
Jeez.
All right. Next up. So going back to, we're going to stay in AEW for a little bit here. We got Jeff Jarrett appearing now with AEW, and now becoming a prominent figure with AEW and taking on a backstage role in the company. However, a lot of fans are not thrilled about this. There's been some criticisms of Jarrett coming in, and why he was brought in, and a lot of fans have said that AEW is starting to turn into TNA. And that's not exactly a good thing because we all saw the dumpster fire that was during the Jeff Jarrett, Dixie Carter era. So the buy or sell here, gentlemen, is do you feel that with the arrival of Jeff Jarrett that this is going to turn into TNA? JT, I'll start with you.
No, I don't think it's gonna turn to TNA at all. I don't think. No, no, it's
Okay.
not gonna happen.
All
He's
right.
selling.
I'd be
He's
so
selling.
mad.
It's definitely selling that one.
Yeah.
All right. Nick, what's your opinion on this one?
I too am going to sell. I don't think it's going to turn into TNA. If I remember correctly, and that was a while ago, so I wasn't a huge TNA guy or wasn't into wrestling as much as I am now. But if I remember correctly, wasn't that the Hulk Hogan era too? Or am I wasn't he there?
Yeah, Hogan I think was around for Jeff Jarrett stuff, but I don't remember exactly where he fits in. If it's at the beginning or the tail end of it. I want to say it's the tail end of it.
Yeah, it's the tail end.
Because I remember seeing him being a problem, him whatever. But I'm selling it. I think that Tony obviously he holds all the power. Rich, flip the thing for me.
Oh my God.
Tony, this man has all the power. Okay. And I have faith in that man. And at the end of the day, Jarrett's title, and I did look this up, it is Director of Business Development, or I forget what the exact title is, but it is
Stole my job.
Business Development. Exactly.
They took your Jarrett.
I mean, Jarrett's good for Jarrett has 1,000%, he'll fit that role, right? He's been everywhere. He's been in all these companies. He's seen what works. He's seen what doesn't. And I think he's a valuable member. I don't think it'll turn into TNA. Okay. I'm selling.
Okay. Rich, your opinion on that one?
It better not. This hold on, let me point. This man better not make it TNA. I want to sell this so bad, but I feel like he gets pushed over a lot. So it makes me kind of want to buy it, but I hope he has a backbone and says, no, we're not going to make this TNA. So I'm going to sell it. and have faith in this man right here to not make it TNA. Jeff Jarrett making it TNA.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
go ahead.
No,
All right.
I'm done. I'm done.
Okay. I would say I'm actually going to disagree with you guys a little bit here. I am actually going to buy this one just a little bit, and hear me out. Obviously, Jarrett is a imposing presence as a businessman. I think he's going to influence Tony Khan quite a bit, especially because now Jarrett's aligned himself with guys like Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt. Dutt especially has backstage presence and pull. However, I don't think it turning into TNA is necessarily going to be a bad thing because of one key factor, and that key factor is that Dixie Carter is not involved in this. Thank God. I do feel that we may get a little bit of that TNA flavor, but I think it'll be that good part of TNA when they were still up and coming and they were looking like they were going to break through and be that next big promotion. So I will buy this to that degree. I don't feel though that it's going to turn into the shit show that late stage TNA became. All right. Now going back into WWE, because I know you guys like talking about that stuff. The issue of Roman Reigns' title run has started to become a thing where they're running out of title contenders, running out of people to take this title off of Roman eventually. The one name, though, that has come up repeatedly as a name to take that title from him is Sami Zayn. The whole situation being that if there is a War Games match, that Zayn will be the guy who costs them, which will then lead into a program that ultimately leads to Zayn taking the title off of Roman at some point. So, gentlemen, buy or sell, Sami Zayn will dethrone Roman Reigns. Nick, you want to go ahead?
Man, I want to buy. This is like the whole Tony Jamie thing. I want to buy it so bad just because I love the character, him being Uzi. Like, he's just fantastic. But for him to be the one, I'm gonna sell that one. I just don't think it's him. I personally thought it was Drew. I thought he was gonna win it in Cardiff.
Cardiff, yeah, Wales.
Yeah. I thought he was gonna win it there. They didn't. And he sang American Pie with Tyson Fury afterwards, which was weird. I still think it's Cody. I'm gonna sell. I would love to see Sammy win the title. I think that'd be a great story. I think it's gonna be Cody or KO. Cody or KO. We're gonna leave it there.
All right, Rich, go ahead.
I'm gonna sell as well. As much as I would love to see, it would be one of those shock value wins. I can see them doing a program for sure, but Sami Zayn's not winning the title. I can see him in one of the mid card titles, I guess, if he wants to still be heelish, but he's now a face. I guess go against Seth Rollins, but Cody is going to be the one that takes off the belt for him once he gets healed up. I mean, we'll get The Rock, hopefully. Allegedly.
Nobody wants to see that match.
I mean, but it's going to happen. It's in Los Angeles.
I'd
Gonna be
like
a mania.
Well, as far as the Los Angeles thing goes, I've been hearing rumors about John Cena coming back, but
Oh
we'll
God,
see.
no. Oh God. But I'm selling for Sami Zayn to take off the belt.
All right. JT, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean that sounds like an awesome idea, but I'm also gonna be selling that too. I mean, I think it's definitely gonna be Cody or The Rock if that's gonna happen. But honestly, I wouldn't be mad if Sammy took the belt if they did a good job building that up somehow. I mean, that'd be pretty damn shocking to see. But I don't know, man. I mean, it sounds like a cool idea, but I don't think it's gonna happen. So I'm selling on that.
Okay. I'll definitely agree with the sell here. Although Sammy is certainly deserving of it, and would have a very interesting title reign, I don't think he's in a position where he'll be that level of champion yet. You don't have a lot left with him, but again, I don't. It would be such a outside the box thing for WWE to do, to put that title on him. And like you guys said, Cody coming back, we all felt that Cody was going to do it, but now the Nick Aldis situation has also got me thinking, hey, maybe Aldis comes in and positions himself as a champion. So yeah, I'll definitely sell this. But again, I do hope ultimately what I think Sammy's going to do is leave the bloodline, team with KO, and take the belts off the Usos. So that's that's my idea. All right, a little bit of a thinker there, huh, Rich?
I like that idea too, man. Oh,
You should be a booker.
Yeah, that would be
yeah.
All right.
George the Booker.
All right, moving on. We're gonna stay in WWE for this one, and this one's a little bit of a sad one. I know you guys aren't gonna like to hear this one. So, so Randy Orton, there is talk that he actually may be done. Due to he's been out with injury for quite some time. I believe it is a back injury with him, and from what the medical reports are saying, it's due to the repeated dropping on his back, mostly because he did the RKO for so many years. It has affected his back, and unfortunately it looks like it has taken a toll on him. The belief right now is that if Orton is to come back, it wouldn't be for long and would be potentially dangerous for him to do so. Orton has expressed that he probably would take his health into consideration before doing anything, more with wrestling. So the question, gentlemen, buy or sell, is due to injury. Is Randy Orton actually done? JT, I'll go ahead and start with you on this one.
Oh man. I'm not gonna say he's gonna be done yet. If anything, he's probably gonna do what Edge is gonna do. Had one last year with WWE. Um, I mean, Rey Mysterio, like, I think he goes to Mexico to, like, do the stem cells on his knees and his joints. And I mean, stem cell research is just top tier. I mean, this guy is moving like Ray is moving like how he would like 20 years ago. So I mean, that's the route he can go to, but honestly, I don't know. It's really up to him. If anything, I would love to see one last round. Just let one year with Randy Orton just to finish off his career if possible. But if it's that bad, then I mean, it sucks. Um, but I think he's gonna come back, so I'm buying that.
You're
Sorry.
you're selling that he's done. Okay. Rich, why don't you go ahead next?
I'm gonna sell as well. It's unfortunate that there's been lingering injuries and recurring injuries due to the RKO. But with the advancement in technology and the way that he's in like peak physical shape for him to be in his mid 40s, like I think that he can do like what JT said, an edge like run. Keep it limited as far as what to do, keep stuff in the ring to preserve his body. I don't want to say that he's done, but it's ultimately his call. And Father Time is undefeated. So at the end of the day, it's whatever he wants to do. But hopefully it's not the end. So I'm going to sell as well.
Okay. All right, Nick, your opinion on this one.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. If you would have asked me first, I probably would have bought it. But I'm still gonna buy it. I think he'll like here's the thing. Like, don't get me wrong, this is all sad. Like, Randy Orton is truthfully one of the greatest performers that we've ever seen, right? I think that there's not a lot left for him to do. You know what I mean? Like, if I would don't get me wrong, I would love to see him have one final run like how Edge is doing. I would love to see that. I think that it's just he's been wrestling for like 20 years, and like his finisher's always been the RKO. And
It
he,
is not.
huh?
I'm going to stop you right there. The RKO is not his original finisher.
Well, no, I'm saying like he's
But
been the RKO like the last 17 years.
yeah, because he did have a different finisher when he first broke out. So
Right.
um,
But like now that once he started doing the RKO,
yeah,
semantic
yeah. Then
expectations, George. I think that, I mean, he's been doing that for like 15 plus years, and it's just like in all the house shows, like repeatedly, like on his back, like, and he's not a small guy. That buddy, he's like what 6'4", 6'5", like he's a big boy getting up there. So I mean, I think I'll probably, I'm still gonna sell. I think he does one. No, wait, no, buy.
you're going to buy that he's done.
He's got nothing left to do. He's got nothing left. Like, who's he gonna feud with? My foot? No.
All right.
He's wrestled everybody. He's won what, 15 titles?
Well, they can do the turn. He can do the turn against Riddle and finish off that feud or whatever.
Yeah.
Randy,
Yeah.
Randy.
All right. All right. Well, as far as I'm concerned, I'm actually going to buy this one to a certain degree anyway. I will buy that he's done as a full-time wrestler. But I do believe he might come back as a part-time guy where he'll do like that kind of like the Undertaker. He'll come back for like a big one-off, and then just kind of disappear for a few months. And maybe he'll come in and do some kind of program with Roman to kind of soften him up for when he drops the belt, but ultimately then just lose and kind of go away again. But yeah, I think Randy is the kind of guy, he doesn't have anything to prove, like Nick said. He's done literally everything in this business. If anything, he is going to focus on his family and make sure that he is able to spend time with his kids as healthily as possible and do the things that he enjoys doing. So yeah, I don't see him coming back in a full-time capacity at all. And if he does, I would be very, very careful about how they use him. All right, last one, gentlemen. We already talked about Shibata versus Orange Cassidy earlier in the night. And this is just a little bit of a vanity thing for you here. So I am in the belief that there will be another match with Shibata and Cassidy. And I would love to see that match happen at Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Kingdom is coming up in January 4th and the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember if they're still doing 2 nights with it.
We're going in 2024. Get your passports.
Anyway, but yeah, so after the match on Rampage, I was dying for more. I want this rematch. I want it to be for the All-Atlantic title, and I want Shibata to win it at Wrestle Kingdom. So, gentlemen, buy or sell a Shibata Cassidy rematch at Wrestle Kingdom. And who wants to take it? I'll let you guys figure that one out.
I mean, I'll go.
Oh yeah, you first. No, you go first. You go first.
Yeah, I'm a sell because if Shibata's not going to be signed to AEW and competing with the All Atlantic Championship, I know they have a partnership with New Japan. I just don't see it. I would love to watch that match all over again. They should have just gave him the belt right then and there, and then they could have done the thing at Wrestle Kingdom. Then I would have believed it, but now that chance is gone. So I'm a sell.
I too am gonna sell, only for the fact, like, don't get me wrong, I'd love to see that match again. I don't think it's gonna be Shibata and Orange Cassidy though. I'm selling for Shibata. Where's my face? There we go. Shibata and Danielson, Wrestle Kingdom. It's happening. Pack your suitcase, Rich. It's happening. So I'm selling.
Well, I'm not going in 2023. That's like
I
2
don't
months.
care. Pack a suitcase and then buy it on Fight TV.
I'm going 2024. Whether you guys are coming or not, I'm going.
Rick,
Okay.
pack a suitcase.
All right.
it.
All right.
We only got 8 minutes. Let's go.
JT, go ahead.
Well, I actually want this to happen again, so I'm buying it. And I feel like since New Japan was able to give Shibata like a chance to wrestle on AEW, I feel like that's him proving that I can still go. So I feel like it's gonna happen in Wrestle Kingdom, and he's gonna win the belt. And I mean, the All Atlantic Championship must be a championship where you can travel around. I mean, that's what they were kind of doing in the beginning. I hope they still keep doing that kind of style because I kind of enjoyed it, and also, like any like promotions out there, kind of like has fans checking it out just because of the champions on there too. So, but anyways, I'm buying that.
Okay. All right. Well, I think I already said that I'm buying this match happening. It's just too good not to happen. But Nick did bring up something interesting about possibly Danielson getting this belt. I don't think it'll be Danielson Shibata for the belt at Wrestle Kingdom, but I do feel that match could happen somewhere down the line. The only reason I don't see Shibata Danielson happening at this Wrestle Kingdom is because Okada wants Danielson. So I think that match may come to fruition.
Oh God. Oh God.
Rainmaker.
All right. Let's get
Rainmaker.
right.
Rainmaker. Rainmaker.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, but yeah, so yeah, long and short is I'm buying this match. I want it to happen so bad. I think New Japan needs it. And with Shibata, he wouldn't necessarily leave the States with it because he does primarily coach over at the LA dojo for New Japan. So he would probably stay here in the States and defend it, for however long, maybe till the next pay-per-view or whatever. All right. So last thing, guys, we're going to call the end of buy or sell there. We got just a few minutes left. I just wanted to touch on something that we had discussed off camera a little bit, and this is something very important for us as wrestling fans and as members of the greater Chicagoland area professional wrestling scene. So as of this day, which is Sunday, the 13th of November, the previous night, there was a WWE live event down in Peoria, Illinois, which is a little bit of a jog down from here from Chicago. And at that event, there was a fan at ringside who decided to throw a beverage at Scarlett Bordeaux. Reportedly, the fan in attendance was admonished by security, and then was escorted out of the building alongside their entire family. This is a bad look for fans of wrestling. It's something that we obviously do not condone. Scarlett Bordeaux then went on social media and had some choice words. I'll let you guys go look at that on your own time. But as a wrestling fan, there is a certain barrier that we have to respect. As much as you dislike a strong heel, you dislike what they're saying or doing. You do have to remember that it is a performance. These are people. This is something, that should have not happened. I don't know if maybe this person had overdrank or what the story is. I don't have clear information on it at this time. So I just wanted to make sure that any wrestling fans watching this understand that. Remember to respect your wrestlers. It doesn't matter if it's at a small indie event or the biggest of big events, WWE, AEW, etc. Have respect for the performers and remember that anything inside that barriered area next to the ring, in the ring, that is wrestlers area. You're not to get involved with that area, and do not disrespect the wrestlers. I know when we were at an AEW show, there was somebody taking pictures of Ty Mello inappropriately. That was something that was very much discouraged, very much admonished again by both the fans, security, and AEW. So I don't like that this is starting to become a thing. I understand everybody wants to be involved with the goings on, but you do have to remember at the end of the day, you are still a fan and you do have a responsibility to yourself and to the wrestling that you're seeing to be a good fan. You cheer for your faces, you boo your heels, you buy a little bit of merch, and at the end of the day, everybody goes home happy. So let's always keep that in mind. And I think that's something that we can all buy here at Do the Move. Correct?
Oh yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
I heard it was the grandma, by the way.
Yeah.
yeah. I heard. Yeah, I believe Scarlett's words in that whole situation. I'd have to double check social media, but they went something along the signs of her wig was as cheap as the booze that she threw. So yeah, that's definitely something. All right. Well, anyway, gentlemen, we got to wrap it up here for the night. So again, thank you everyone for watching us here. I know this has been a little bit different. This has been kind of a straight to YouTube thing. Once we get everything kind of sorted out, it's been a little tough with the holidays. We'll try to get back to Twitch streaming. But if you guys are watching us here on YouTube, which I'm guessing you are, obviously, hit the like button, subscribe, drop a follow, whatever. Just anything, everything helps support the podcast here. When we do record on Twitch, we'll be doing it Sundays, usually at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Other than that, I don't think there's anything else to say. Follow us on Twitter and all the socials. We'll have those in video descriptions on YouTube. But again, on behalf of everyone here at Do the Move, make sure to be a good fan, have good respect for your wrestlers, and of course, do the move.
Do the move.
All right. Thank you so much for watching. You have a wonderful rest of your night.